YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is just the items that I think you need to be prepared for your crochet hair journey. Now, you guys know over the last 4 years, crochet hair has been my thing. Nothing else but crochet hair has really been my thing. So today's items that I'm going to go over are things that I have in my arsenal that I feel like you may need if you're going to start your crochet hair journey. Now, not every hair is going to require every product that I'm talking about today, and I'll definitely address that in today's video. But every single product I use, and I haven't really added to it over the last couple of years of trying crochet hair. Again, these are the things that I think you're going to need if you are starting that journey. So without further ado, won't waste you guys' time with a long intro. You guys saw what the title is. You know what we get into today. Let's just get started. And the first thing I'll start with is for the people out there who are DIYers. Now, this is only going to be for you guys out there who do your own crochet hair. All I do, I just do a straight back braid pattern. I'm not fancy out here. But to install the actual hair, you need a crochet hair needle. Now, one thing I did not know before starting this crochet hair journey is that not all needles are the same. You're in your beauty supply store, you see the checkout aisle, and at least where I am, there's always a bucket filled with 99-cent crochet hair needles just to grab, just in case, I might need a little needle. Let me grab one or two on my way out. But they are not all created equal, and I found that out kind of the hard way. So I have 3 different sizing of needles here, and I'm going to get up in camera and see if you guys can see. Starting on this side, this is a small, the medium, and then the large. As you see, it should really be obvious that this is way smaller. The one over here is way smaller, and the one on this side is way larger. Now, not all crochet hair needles are created equal, and I literally just found that out recently, within the last 3-4 months, when I tried those crochet faux locks where I had to pull my hair through. I was trying to use this, and I didn't realize that it's a whole different size than this one. I love purple. Purple is my favorite color, so when I saw a purple one in the beauty supply store, other than this regular pink one that I always see in the beauty supply store, I was intrigued. I was like, yes, honey. Unfortunately, I later realized that this is a chunky extra large, and this is a medium one, so the handles actually meant something in the distinction between the two. So not just going off of color, because in my mind, I was like, oh, it's just this in a different color. No, it's a whole different size. So I ended up using, if you saw my crochet install of the lock video, I used the super small because it was really good at pulling my hair through the lock. And you guys know I did the individual method where I pulled my braid through the lock. It was so seamless with this. I originally tried with this and it wasn't working, and I reached out to Shake and Go and I was like, it's not working. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this collab because it's not working. And then I sat there and thought about it, and I looked at the needle really hard, and I was like, this is a large. This is not pulling through because it's too big. So again, for you crochet hair DIYers out there, get you a crochet needle. I always use this for most of my styles. I never use the large anymore because, again, it's just too big. I sometimes use the tiny one for the front sometimes if I think about it, but this still works awesome. So if you see these pink handle ones in your beauty supply store at 99-cent, won't do you wrong. The one thing that does happen is that over time, this clasp does get loose and kind of falls when you want it to stay, it falls. And then I just have bought another one when that does start to happen. So again, this being cheap, sometimes cheap comes with a little bit of flaws. And again, that's one of the flaws that I realized. So crochet DIYers are going to need this. For me, I also need thread and also need a needle for sewing up the back. If you've seen any of my install videos, I use the thread and the needle. But again, not everybody uses that. Some people use different techniques, but just wanted to highlight DIYers, needles are important. Now, let's go into all the other products that non-DIYers and DIYers are going to need. The next thing you're going to need is a bonnet. If you follow me on Instagram, you know this Glee Made bonnet has been my favorite bonnet. It is like interior lined. Oh, it feels so good. It does my crochet no wrong. You guys know for the longest I went up for my Target bonnet, which is still a very good product if you guys just need to run into the store, get that pink, big, wide brim Target bonnet. It will do you no wrong, but this just has been a lifesaver for me. So shout out to you, Jessica. Black owned business, this bonnet. I do have a coupon code for it too. I think it's Lia Lavon 10. Don't quote me, but I will leave it down below in the description box after I figure out what my coupon code is. But again, you need a bonnet. No matter what kind of bonnet it is, you need a bonnet. So many people out there say, well, you know, I don't like going to sleep with a bonnet. I don't mind it. Even if I'm being cutesy, if I'm with a boo thing, every boo that I've ever been with, all my exes can tell you Talia is always going to wear a bonnet regardless, period. She will walk around the house, it'd be 10 a.m. with a bonnet on. If she's not filming, if she's not, you know, working, if she's not doing anything, if she's just in her house, she has that bonnet on. I'm a bonnet snob. And so again, it's about protecting my hair, especially at night. Especially at night, I'm wearing my bonnet, I'm pineappling my hair, I'm putting a bonnet on. I know there's silk pillowcases. I know those probably work too. For me, I always have a bonnet. Do not come on my videos and complain that a hair didn't work for you and you didn't wear a bonnet, because all my reviews come from the standpoint of I wear a bonnet at night. If you don't do the same thing and you say, well, it was just a terrible hair, ask yourself, did you wear a bonnet? If you say, yeah, I wore a bonnet too, then we could talk about what the other issues were. But do not ever compare my results to my hairs if you don't wear a bonnet, because my reviews always come from the perspective of your girl got a bonnet on at all times. She stays bonneted up. My mama taught me in my early days that your girl got to wear a bonnet regardless of the hairstyle, regardless of what you got going on. Now, the next thing I think is essential and I really love more recently is headbands. Headbands are so key. One of the reasons I have a headband is I use this to kind of pull my hair up at night. So when I pull my hair and do put my bonnet on, I used to use a scrunchie. Now I use these because, again, they're softer. They're like made out of this material where it's kind of softer. It's not rubbing against. It's not cotton. It's not as small as a scrunchie. So I just do this. Depending on the hair, I have to double band it, and then I pineapple my hair at night. But then in the morning, because I have a dog and I walk her at, you know, sometimes early in the morning, all I do is I just pull my scarf off and then put this headband on. And if the hair starts looking janky towards the end and, you know, your edges not lined up, a good headband will cover it up. I know everybody's been going crazy for these headband half wigs all of a sudden, and they are good items to have that you can throw on and go out the door, but nothing to me beats just throwing on a headband with your crochet hair. Sometimes you don't want your edges laid, or you don't want to lay your edges, or sometimes it's been 7 weeks with the crochet hair and your hair is kind of growing out a little bit, it's looking a little funky. Get you a headband. It's a game changer. I buy all mine from Amazon. I have dozens of colors. I have them in white, black. You know, I talk about this in my what to pack when you're going on a cruise video too, because they come in handy if you are traveling with crochet hair. You get your hair wet. A lot of people ask, oh, you're talking about getting a crochet hair wet. Haven't you heard of something called swim caps? A lot of people more recently have been more, you know, like, why haven't you tried a swim cap? You talking about what hair is best for swimming with crochet hair? All hair would be good if you just wore a swim cap. Sometimes you want to be cute. Like, nobody be at the ocean with their swim caps on like that. You know, some people do, but you still want to be cute on the beach and all that. With crochet hair, it alleviates the need for a swim cap. My hair still looks good with and without swimming, and I don't have to wear a swim cap. The crochet hair itself is a swim cap. It's protection. Even on my cruises, if I'm on a cruise, I do get my hair wet. I don't want to go back to the ship, but my edges, of course, have been washed out. They don't look the same as I got off the ship. You know, things are going awry up here. It's kind of getting dry too as it starts drying. You know, your hair sometimes get a little crazy up here. Throwing on a headband and then continuing on throughout your beach excursion. If you're on a cruise, you know, sometimes the ship's dock. It's there from 8 a.m. to like 4 p.m. So you don't want to go back in between. Get you a headband. Headbands save things over here. So the next thing I have is 2 different products, and they have 2 different uses. Now, Vigorol is my mousse of choice. If you guys don't know, you don't have to get the blue lid one. I have it in several different varieties. This is just the one I'm happy to hold up. You guys have watched plenty of my videos where I have the blue lid, the green lid. I have so many varieties of this Vigorol mousse. And then Hawaiian Silky. You guys know I have a whole dedicated video where I'm talking about my admiration, my love, and my happiness with finding the Hawaiian Silky Miracle Worker 14-in-1 product. But the thing about them, I don't use them on the same type of hair. And what I mean is, this is used for more when it's a silkier texture hair. It's a hair that is very much so lightweight. It's very much so in the vein of Model Dominican curl. This hair, which I have in right now, which is the Rastafri pond curl. Something like a Outre Bohemian curl, a Free Presto curl. Those hairs have similar textures and similar feels. I would say those light, loose, split texture hairs, the hair that's that you had the slit to install, Free Trust Cozy Deep, stuff like that. It needs this for detangling and kind of keeping that frizz down. But on the flip side, Hawaiian Silky I use for those rougher texture hairs to do the same thing, detangle, but it's not going to be used for like a hair like this. A hair like this, it would just sit on top of and be a little bit too greasy. You do not use Hawaiian Silky on every hair, and you do not use Mousse on every single hair. Each hair review that I have a video on, I tell you whether I use this product, or no product. So if you have a question about a specific hair, check the review video, because I cannot give you advice on a hair I haven't tried. So I get so many questions. Hey Leah, I bought the Free Trust Jazz Water Wave Curl Hair. Will it work on that? I don't know. I've never tried that hair, and I'm not going to tell you use this product or this product or any product for a hair that I haven't tried. I would suggest to have both, because if you do try multiple different types of crochet hair, having both won't hurt the situation. This is a pretty affordable product. Your mousse of choice, alcohol-free mousse of choice, is probably an affordable product as well. So you want to just make sure you have both, again, in your collection for your versatility of style. What this does, this adds a little bit of ease in detangling. It also adds a little bit of shine. So when I do use this, I don't have to use a braid sheen spray. But when I do use mousse, most of the time, if I use it over several weeks, I am going to have to go in with a braid sheen spray. This right here is just the BRX braid sheen spray. I get a lot of questions. What is your favorite braid sheen spray, Leah? I don't really have a favorite. I just go into any store. Braid sheen spray, to me, the ingredients are the ingredients are the ingredients. It's braid sheen spray. It's been around since the 90s, 80s. When braids became a thing, developers, people, manufacturers came out with braid sheen spray, and again, the formula is not much difference between the products I have tried. So when I have a hair that I've applied mousse to for weeks and weeks and weeks, after several weeks, it starts to lose its luster a little bit. It starts looking very dull, looks very dry. You look like you have drier hair. You might want to pull this out. But again, I do not apply this if I applied Hawaiian Silky, because it's too much. It'll be too much product. So I think you do need some form of braid sheen spray in your collection. Now the next thing, it may seem so easy, so simple, like duh, you don't need scissors, but just keep scissors on you wherever you are. And what I mean is, I of course have scissors in the office. I used to have a scissors for my desk that was purely for cutting out when I would have little, little situations at the end that I'm like, oh, gotta take care of this, or snap away. Of course, I keep some in my bathroom. I just have scissors on hand. You're gonna need scissors for any crochet style, even if you go to a salon, get it done, and she cuts it in a specific bob. Sometimes with just natural progression, some pieces become longer, some become, shorter, just to even it up a little bit. Get you some scissors, just kind of line yourself up and get yourself together. Get some frizzes, cut some frizzes out. You're going to have to cut some tangles out. Sometimes you're just going to have to cut. Over time, cutting becomes essential, becomes necessary. And my last but not least thing is, for me, edge control. Edge control, edge control, edge control for symmetry and the look of my hair. And what I mean is, you guys know from any of my install videos, if you've ever seen it, that I do most of the time not braid down, close to the root or close to the very edges. If you go professionally, then people be about grabbing every nook and cranny and hiding every single inch of your real hair. For me, that's not what makes my hair look natural. What makes my hair look natural, and you guys see, this is like my hair, and then it goes into crochet hair. This is like my hair, and then it goes into crochet hair. Like, you guys know how I do it, but it's not leave out. A lot of people say, well, what do you mean some of your hair is out? It's not leave out. It's just like my edges, just my edges are showing. And for that, as progression goes on, as time goes on, those first couple of days don't really need edge control. After a while, after my hair starts growing, and especially by week 7, you guys don't know how much edge control saves your girl. So again, edge control for making my hair streamlined. And this is something that is crucial for me. And a lot of people say, I love your styles, they look so natural, how come? Again, got my little swoop, got my little edges, got my little toothbrush, edged it down, and I'm good to go. So that's it. I think everybody thinks there's a secret to my crochet braid, like I'm hiding a product. These are everything I use for every single hair. Like, this is 4 years. I don't know if 1 year down the road I'll find some secret magical crochet hair product that works magically, but over the last 4 years, everything I've used has been in conjunction with every single hair that I've tried. Bonnet is for everything, but braid sheen braid isn't. Mousse was for this hair, wasn't for my last hair, and that's just how this thing goes. So if you enjoyed this video, you thought it was helpful, give it a big thumbs up. Even if you didn't, still give it a big thumbs up. We want all the love and support over here on this channel. Make sure that you comment down below any product that maybe I'm not trying that I need to try for my crochet hair. I'm not gonna say, you know, I know it all and I got it all, but I feel like I've been doing all right with rocking with my crochet styles, but there might be some magical product, some magical tool that I'm not using that I need to be aware of. Y'all let me know about that down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my content. Make sure you have that notification bell on so again, you don't miss any of my content. Sometimes YouTube be janky and don't be notifying y'all. I need y'all to be notified when I have a new video up. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.